After a gap of 6 years, Asar 2023 went beyond basics once again to focus on 14 to 18-year-olds, youth who are above the elementary school age and on their way to adulthood. The survey was conducted in 28 districts across 26 states, reaching 34,745 youth in the 14 to 18 age group to understand what are they currently doing, do they have basic reading and math skills, and can they apply these to everyday tasks, do they have access to digital technology, what do they use smartphones for, and what are their aspirations for the future. Enrollment figures of children aged 6 to 14 from earlier Asar surveys have shown near universal levels for several years now, and the older age group is rapidly catching up. Asar 2023 finds that overall, 86.8% of 14 to 18-year-olds are enrolled in an educational institution. With increase in age, the proportion of youth enrolled drops substantially, especially for 17 and 18-year-olds. The gender gap in enrollment among 14 to 18-year-olds is negligible at just 0.2%. Many of these young people are working as well as studying. While a higher percentage of females reported doing household work daily, when it came to work outside of the house for at least 15 days during the month preceding the survey, the reverse was seen. Among working youth, most reported working on the family land. Among all surveyed youth, only 5.6% take vocational training or other related courses currently. Youth who are enrolled in school or college most often take short-term courses of 6 months duration or less. With this year's focus on an older age group, it is important to understand the level of basic skills among youth as well as their preparedness for tasks that go beyond basics. About 3/4 of youth in the 14 to 18 age group can read at least a standard 2-level text fluently in their regional language. A little over half can read easy sentences in English. Basic math remains a challenge. Less than half are able to do 3-digit by 1-digit division problems. Asar 2023 also explored a variety of common calculations relevant to daily life. For example, how long is this key? Nearly 85% of surveyed youth can measure length using a ruler when the starting point is 0 centimeters, but this proportion drops sharply when the starting point is moved. For the question, how many tablets are needed to purify 25 liters of water? About half of all youth could calculate the answer. Asar 2023 also included functional tasks that youth may need to do in their daily life. For example, youth who can read at least standard 1-level text on the Asar reading test were shown a picture of an ORS packet and asked some questions regarding the information on it. About 2/3 of these can answer at least 3 out of 4 questions based on the packet. Youth who could do at least subtraction were asked some common financial computations. For example, which 3 of these items can you buy with a budget of 50 rupees? About 60% could answer this correctly. How much will you pay for these shoes? Far fewer could calculate the discounted price correctly. Some common trends are observed across all assessment tasks. First, older youth at higher levels of education do better than younger ones. Second, males do better than females, especially when it comes to applied tasks. For example, about 64% of males and females can do at least subtraction, but when they are given everyday financial tasks, more males can solve the tasks than females. The magnitude of the gender gap varies across tasks. With smartphone penetration expanding rapidly throughout the country, Asar 2023 set out to explore how rural youth in India are accessing and using the technology. More than 90% of all youth know how to use a smartphone, and most of them have a smartphone available at home. Of those who can use a smartphone, males are more than twice as likely to have their own smartphone than females. Most youth reported using a smartphone for social media, and close to 80% for entertainment like watching a movie or listening to music. Fewer youth reported using smartphone for education, and fewer still use smartphones to access online services. In addition to self-reported questions, surveyed youth were asked to bring a familiar smartphone, their own, a family member's or a neighbor's, to do some simple digital tasks in front of the survey team. About 2/3 of youth could bring a smartphone, with more males than females able to do so. These youth showed us that their ability to browse and search on the internet is high. About 2/3 can set an alarm for a specific time, but only a little over a third can use Google Maps to find the time needed to travel from their home to the district bus stand. As in the case of other assessment tasks, more youth perform better at higher education levels, and more males can solve the tasks than females. As a country, we need to equip all young people adequately with the essential knowledge, skills, and opportunities they need to drive their own progress and that of their families and communities. India's anticipated demographic dividend and digital dividend can achieve their full potential if this is done. Asar first shone a spotlight on the 14 to 18 age group in 2017. In the 6 years that have lapsed since then, the country has witnessed many changes. The Asar 2023 effort hopes to keep the focus on this age group and continue the conversation about the way forward.